How awful was Steve Jobs as a person? A friend of mine told a story about how 25-some years ago, when she was working tech sales with an Apple division, she was at a conference that Steve Jobs also attended. At the end of the day, everyone was going to a restaurant for dinner, and through a snafu, she found herself left with Jobs and two other people whose ride had left them behind. None of them had a car, so she offered to drive. Problem was, she and her husband were fresh out of school. Her husband had started law school and money was tight. She was driving her husband's old beater car that day. The front passenger seat was a little wonky in that it tended not to lock in place, and the seat would occasionally slide forward and backwards of its own accord. Of course, that's where Jobs was sitting. It was dark and rainy, she didn't know the roads that well, and they came up to a toll booth. She didn't have the exact change, so everyone in the car was scrambling to find the change to get through the toll gate. The defroster didn't work too well either, especially with a full car, and Jobs would obligingly wipe the windshield occasionally. They arrived safely, and she figured she had a funny cocktail party story for the rest of her life. A couple of weeks later, she noticed an extra $300 in her paycheck. She went to her boss and said, "Hey, what happened? Did I get a raise?" He didn't know either, but he checked with payroll. He came back with a funny look on his face and told her, "Steve said it's to cover a payment for a new car." Steve who? Jobs? Brilliant people are frequently difficult. The thing that makes them brilliant also makes them a little too different sometimes for social conventions.